Hi everybody, Robin here, back again with more news. Here it is, the 6th generation 2025 Toyota 4Runner. After 15 years, Toyota brings us a new and different SUV. But, on paper at least, it definitely stays true to the 4Runner ethos. Let's dig into it. There will be 9 trims, or grades as Toyota likes to call them, of the 4Runner. Starting with the base SR5, then TRD Sport, TRD Sport Premium, TRD Off-Road, TRD Off-Road Premium, Limited, Platinum, TRD Pro, and Trail Hunter. 5 of the 9 trims include the TRD name, and 2 of those trims are new to the 4Runner, Platinum and Trail Hunter. I'll talk more about those in a moment. As expected, Toyota is going to use the TNGA-F platform for the new 4Runner, sharing it with the new Land Cruiser, Tacoma, Sequoia, and Tundra. And yes, that means the 4Runner retains its body-on-frame architecture. If you're at all curious to learn more about the TNGA-F platform, I had a great conversation with Jay Sackett, who's a chief engineer at Toyota, and he shared a lot of great information about it. The F platform structure helps increase the 4Runner's towing capacity from 5 to 6,000 pounds. And it holds up a great-looking SUV. The 4Runner is tall, rugged, boxy, and sharp. Whereas the outgoing generation looked a touch frumpy, this one looks sturdy and defined. It also retains its roll-down rear window. Nice. Under the hood, Toyota did indeed toss out the old 4-liter V6 and swapped in a turbocharged 2.4-liter 4-cylinder called iForce. It produces 278 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque, and comes standard on the SR5 through limited trim 4Runners. Optionally available on the TRD Off-Road and limited trims, and standard on the Platinum, TRD Pro, and Trail Hunter trims is the iForce Max hybrid engine. It makes 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. The iForce Max engine is also an option on the new Tacoma and standard on the new Land Cruiser. Whether you go iForce or iForce Max, that will be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, a big change from the outgoing 5-speed automatic that came with that old 4-liter V6. The suspension geometry of the new 4Runner comprises of independent double wishbones up front and a multi-link but still solid axle rear. There will also be an optional stabilizer bar disconnect system that decouples the stabilizer bar from the suspension at the push of a button to increase articulation in the suspension. Speaking of articulation, Toyota says the 4Runner will have a 32-degree angle of approach and a 24-degree angle of departure. Toyota did not yet give breakover angle. But the 4Runner will have 9.2 inches of ground clearance and a 112.2-inch wheelbase, so I imagine that breakover angle will be at least respectable. The 4Runner did grow, by the way. It's now 194.9 inches long, 77.8 inches wide, and 70.8 inches tall. That's also larger than the new Land Cruiser, so the two SUVs swapped places in terms of size. I did not expect that. Anyway, back to off-road prowess. Toyota will offer the 4Runner in rear-wheel drive, part-time 4-wheel drive, and full-time 4-wheel drive. If it is 4-wheel drive, it will include a 2-speed transfer case, so you will get 4 high and 4 low. Also, an electric locking rear differential is standard on the TRW Off-Road, TRD Pro, and Trail Hunter. There's also a new crawl control function, which is essentially a low-speed off-road cruise control of sorts. And finally, Toyota will offer a multi-terrain monitor system as an option as well. The new 4Runner Trail Hunter trim takes off-roading one step further. In fact, Toyota calls it an overlanding rig straight from the factory. In the Trail Hunter, you get ARB OME 2.5-inch forged shocks with remote reservoirs, an ARB roof rack, 33-inch Toyo Open Country all-terrain tires, rock rails, skid plates, a 20-inch LED light bar, and rigid fog lamps. Toyota says that those shocks and tires combine to give you an extra 2 inches of ride height on the front axle and an additional 1.5 inches in the rear. The Trailhunter also gets a heritage grille with bronze Toyota lettering outside and a 2,400 watt AC inverter for the inside. Finally, Toyota also included 3 pre-wired auxiliary switches to add your own customization. The new Platinum trim 4Runner goes in the other direction, with luxury above the limited trim. It gets unique black styling, second row heated seats, a tow package, rain-sensing windshield wipers, and a head-up display. But there are plenty of screens in every new Toyota 4Runner. The base center console display is an 8-inch unit, which matches what the 5th generator 4Runner has, but there will be a 14-inch display optionally available. Either one includes wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. There's also a wireless smartphone charging pad and USB Type-C charging ports scattered throughout. The instrument cluster will also get more screens, either a 7-inch screen in the center or a fully digital 12.3-inch screen. Every 4Runner is now push-button start, and the higher trims will give you the option to use a digital key. Finally, yes, driving aids will come along for the new generation ride. Every single 4Runner will get Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 as standard. So, there it is, the new 2025 Toyota 4Runner. I have to say, I'm surprised that Toyota made it bigger than the new Land Cruiser. But I'm also quite happy and relieved to see that Toyota maintained the 4Runner's body-on-frame architecture and kept its rugged charm, maybe even increased it. Which, of course, means that I'm also very excited to drive and review this new SUV as soon as I get the chance. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you very much for watching.